If you've spent loads of time stretching with mediocre results, you're most likely missing one big part of the mobility practice: movement.
Today I'm teaming up with the legendary movement coach, Ryan Hurst from GMB Fitness.
Ryan's been teaching mobility for over 20 years and he doesn't use traditional stretching. Instead, GMB uses natural movements that unlock the body's natural mobility. GMB is where I started over 10 years ago when I decided to ditch heavy weights and take control of my body weight. So these are 5 movements that even the busy parent can get done in just 5 to 10 minutes per day. But don't just expect mobility. You'll develop strength, coordination, and build a body that lasts.
Hey, I'm Ryan. Let's get into it. And I call this the bear walk. And the key point here is to make sure that you're driving your hips up into the air. If you need to bend your legs, absolutely perfectly fine. Be sure to focus on keeping those hips high. Bring one hand forward and then the opposite foot forward. And keep doing that, alternating between the two as you go forward. Your gaze should be neutral, looking down between your hands. If you can't get your heels down on the ground, that's fine. It'll eventually happen. Now, when we're going backwards, one thing is really focus on pushing down and away from the floor. You're gonna get that scapular elevation. And again, keeping those hips high. You're gonna feel this throughout your entire body, especially in the rear chain. And it's also gonna help to open up the shoulders. Now, if you are having trouble with your wrists, one thing you can do is simply turn your fingers out to the side. Nothing else changes. It's gonna alleviate a bit of pressure that you might feel on your wrist. And once they get stronger, of course, you can just turn your fingers so that they're facing forward.
This is the frog hop. It's one of the staples of GMB. It's become one of my favorite movements, but I want to show you a variation that I've been personally using that's a fantastic way to stretch the hips.
So get as low as you can. Doesn't matter if you can't bend your knees all the way. Place hands on the ground, weight to the shoulders, hop forward. Step one leg back into a deep lunge. Bring the foot forward and repeat your frog hop. Of course, after this next frog, step the opposite foot back. Now with each hop that we take forward, we're getting a fantastic stretch for the hip flexors. Now watch how this is bringing your hips through full ranges of motion in each direction. First, we fold the body, crouch and flex the hips. Then we open the front side and fully extend the hip. And I found this one movement to be quite amazing. We develop our deep squat and our deep lunge at the same time. And for those of you who want to challenge yourself a little bit more, consider the one-arm frog hop. Now one wrist and shoulder has to take all of the weight as you hop forward. This can be an awesome way to progress the already amazing frog to lunge.
This is the duck walk. Now, I'm going to break this down, show you some variations and adjustments that you can use if you're having trouble with this. First off, when you're doing this, try and keep your knees neutral. Don't let them wobble side to side. If you actually need to do this a little bit higher, that's fine. You can start using your hands for assistance. This is going to really be a game changer because you can use a bit more resistance, open your body out to the side and actually turn your body in order to help you to get into the position. And as I mentioned earlier, you can do this with your hips higher, using your fingers on the ground again for that adjustment. As you get better, you can start doing the full duck walk where you're not using your hands. Now, some other variations for this are kind of fun is going more into a deeper lunge, using your arms for balance out to the side like you're going on a tightrope.
I just met a guy who was walking past my house and recognized me. He said, "I do horse dance every morning because of your video and it's changing my life." And I've been hearing this from more and more people. Horse dance opens our hips up in a way that we need in our modern day sitting culture. So let me introduce you to the Sumo Frog. I think of this as the moving horse stance. We spread the knees, drop the hips low, and then reach to the ground to do our frog hop forward. Now, instead of working the deep squat, we're putting a lot of stretch through our inner thighs and we're opening our hips outward. When we move with this sumo horse stance, we activate muscles in the hips that don't necessarily come on when we just do holds. And in my opinion, it makes it easier to get deeper because we can gradually get lower with each repetition. The horse sumo style position is universal. You'll find it in martial arts, but also baseball and volleyball. If an activity involves athleticism, you can bet that you'll probably use this low, ready stance. Pretty good reason to work on it.
This is the crab walk, and the key point here is making sure that your hands are close to your hips with your fingers facing outward. So placing those fingers by your side, rolling your shoulders back and down, chest is up, feet are shoulder width apart. Push down and through the ground, and then simply alternate your hands and your feet like you did with that bear walk, going forward and then going backward. One thing to take note of is try not to let your hips sway a lot when you're doing this. Keeping your hips relatively neutral will bring better focus to what's going on with your hands and your feet, also stabilizing the core and making it much stronger.
So guys, here's a program that I'd recommend doing around 3 days per week. This will take you around 5 to 15 minutes. The parent or busy professional can get it done quickly. I'd recommend sunshine, bare feet in grass, and some good tunes every once in a while. Comment below, let Ryan and I know if you're gonna take on this program. Take a screenshot of this so you can keep a reminder in your phone. I'll kick it to Ryan for some final words.
Now, when you're feeling good with all those movements, you can of course put them into a little flow. I'm adding in a couple extra movements in here, just maybe for some inspiration for you. Start off with the movements that we've shown you today, getting very comfortable with those. Really gonna help to improve your mobility as well as your strength. Plus, they're a lot of fun.
Now here's the part that might surprise you guys. Ryan's 53 years old and he's moving better than most 40-year-olds. Ryan's a clear testament that if you keep moving, keep focused on mobility, then you can age pretty darn gracefully. Check out GMB YouTube channel if you haven't, it'll be pinned below. If these movements get you hyped, I got a program called Human Animal Method all about moving like an animal. Link and coupon code below, as always.